Have you ever wondered why some relationships seem effortless, while others feel like walking on a tightrope? Welcome to the labyrinth of love, where navigating the twists and turns can be daunting. It's important to understand that no relationship is perfect and each has its unique set of challenges. But by recognizing and avoiding the common pitfalls, we can foster healthier, more fulfilling connections. From lack of communication to neglecting personal space, these mistakes can make or break a relationship. Let's delve into the top 5 biggest mistakes people often make in relationships. At number 1, we have the silent killer, lack of communication. This is the one that sneaks up on you, quietly eroding the foundation of your relationship. It's like a termite infestation that you don't notice until the whole structure starts to crumble. Imagine you're upset because your partner didn't remember your anniversary. You're hurt, but you don't say anything. Instead, you let that disappointment fester, growing into resentment. Your partner, oblivious to your feelings, continues as if everything is fine. This is a classic example of how lack of communication can lead to misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. Or consider a situation where one partner is considering a major career change but doesn't discuss it with the other. This could lead to feelings of betrayal and mistrust when the change finally happens. In both scenarios, open and honest communication could have prevented the issues. Always remember, good communication is the bedrock of a strong relationship. Moving on to the second blunder, lack of trust. Trust is the backbone of any relationship. It's the invisible glue that binds two hearts together. But what happens when this glue starts to lose its stickiness? You see, when trust is missing, it's replaced by constant worry and suspicion. Imagine a life where every text message, every phone call, every late night at work becomes a reason for anxiety. It's like being on a never-ending roller coaster of doubt and fear. This constant state of worry can create a toxic atmosphere that can slowly but surely corrode the very foundation of your relationship. And then what's left? A hollow shell filled with bitterness and regret. Trust is like a thread that holds everything together. Once broken, it's hard to mend. So remember to foster trust, to water it like a delicate flower, because without it, even the strongest of relationships can crumble. Next up is the often overlooked mistake, neglecting personal space. Personal space, dear listeners, is that invisible boundary that gives us the freedom to express ourselves, to think, to feel, and to simply be. It's a fundamental need, just like love and companionship. Now you might be thinking, but we're in love. We should do everything together. Well, not exactly. Doing everything together can make your partner feel suffocated and trapped. It's like a bird in a gilded cage. Yes, the cage is beautiful, but the bird would much rather fly free. Giving each other enough room to grow and breathe is the key to a healthy relationship. It's about respecting your partner's individuality, their interests, their dreams, and their personal time. This doesn't mean you love each other any less. In fact, it shows that you love each other enough to give each other space. Remember, love is about balance, not about possession. The fourth mistake is something we all might be guilty of, taking each other for granted. It's so easy to fall into this trap, isn't it? We get comfortable, we get complacent, and before we know it, we're treating our partners like they're just another part of the furniture. This is dangerous territory, folks. It can lead to resentment and a loss of respect. When we forget to value our partners for who they are and what they bring to our lives, we risk damaging the very foundation of our relationship. So how can we avoid this? By showing appreciation. It doesn't have to be grand gestures. It can be as simple as acknowledging their efforts, their sacrifices, their love. Remember, a simple thank you can work wonders for your relationship. Last but not least, we have lack of quality time. Picture this, a relationship where two people share a life, but not moments. Sounds bleak, doesn't it? That's because quality time is the lifeblood of a relationship. It's an opportunity to create memories, strengthen your bond, and reignite the spark that brought you two together in the first place. But when quality time falls by the wayside, your partner might feel ignored or unimportant. It's like being in a room full of people, yet feeling utterly alone. So remember, it's not about how much time you spend together, but the quality of that time. Quality time is the fuel that keeps the relationship engine running smoothly. So, there you have it, the top 5 biggest mistakes in relationships. Let's quickly revisit them. The first one is the lack of communication. To fix this, start having open and honest conversations with your loved one. It's all about expressing your emotions and understanding theirs. Next, we have the lack of trust. You can overcome this by building a solid foundation of trust through transparency and honesty. The third mistake is neglecting personal space. Remember, it's essential to respect each other's individuality and personal space. The fourth mistake is taking each other for granted. To avoid this, make it a habit to show appreciation and gratitude regularly. Lastly, we have the lack of quality time. Make sure to carve out time from your busy schedule to connect and bond with your partner. Remember, every relationship has its ups and downs, but avoiding these mistakes can make your journey smoother and happier.